second grade friends. So if you remember yesterday, we started talking about when words are tricky, roll up your sleeves, which means when you come across a word that you don't know, don't just skip over it, but really try to figure out what that word is. And we talked yesterday about our first clue. We said that you can use the pictures to help you figure out what maybe a tricky word might be. And we even used an example of how Mr. Hartwell was looking at his watch and we were trying to figure out the word second. And so by using the picture, we were able to help ourselves figure out what that word is. So today we're going to talk about a second suggestion, okay? So today we're going to talk about use what's happening in the story. Oops, there we go. Use what's happening in the story to help you figure out a word. Now, first of all, if we are reading First Day Jitters and I come across a word and I think it is elephant, is that what is going to be in this book? Probably not. So I would need to look at a word that starts with an E and think it is not elephant. There's no way, because an elephant is not going to be in the book First Day Jitters. So let's keep, remember that yesterday we talked about he was looking at the word, he's looking at his watch and we figured out what the word second was. So let's keep reading and let's try to practice that we use what's happening in the story to help us figure out what a tricky word may be. Sarah something out of bed. What would make sense there? I know. Sarah toasted out of bed. Does that make sense? I don't think so. Okay, let me try again. Sarah trolleyed out of bed. Does that make sense? No. So I found a word that I don't know. And I am going to roll up my sleeves and I'm going to dig deep and I'm going to figure out what that word is. Now, I'm going to get close again and I'm going to show you my book, okay? So remember yesterday, friends, that we talked about we can use the pictures to help us figure out a word, and that today, what's happening in the story. So let's look at this real quick. It says, Sarah, so look at the picture. What is she doing? Is she kind of falling out of bed? So what's another word for fall? Let's look at this word. Tumbled out of bed. Sometimes when you come across a tricky word, you have to think to yourself, I can't just guess a word that starts with that letter. I have to actually think about what the story is about. If it doesn't fit in the story, that is probably not what the tricky word is, right? So today in your independent reading time, I want you to practice both things that we've talked about. I want you to practice looking at the pictures when you come across a tricky word. Look at the picture to try to help you figure out what that word could be. And secondly, I want you to think about, could the word that you tried first even be in the story? If it is a book, First Day Jitters, it's probably not going to have a word cow in it, right? Because there's no cows in First Day Jitters. It's going to have to be something to do with the picture and what the story is about, okay? I want you to practice this today during your independent reading. Give it a shot. Really roll those sleeves up when you come across a tricky word. Don't you let it get to you. You just start using your skills and practice these two that we've talked about, okay? I know you're going to do a great job, second graders, and we will see you tomorrow.